Gracias, Oriol Barba. Now, obviously, change can only happen if all these different aspects are worked on together, and that's particularly true when it comes to biodiversity protection. I'm sure you saw the recent United Nations report in May that we're eroding the very foundations of our lives, but it also says that it's not too late to make a difference if we start now. So that's why we're delighted to have Sonsoles and Roman. I think you've been working on this for 3 years, and you will tell us what the major achievements are of the biodiversity protection community in about 5 minutes, if you could. There we are.
Yes.
Big challenge, but I'm sure you could give us the main achievements.
Yes, thank you very much for the opportunity. First of all, I wanted to say that biodiversity protection is not only about protecting single species, or single places, or single habitats. Biodiversity protection is about protecting the natural resources that sustain all the projects and everybody that is sitting today in this room. Taking this into mind, I think it was a hard job for us to make everybody understand that we're connected. We're part of this butterfly effect. Whatever you do is going to affect me somehow, somewhere. I'm glad to see the green growth, renewable energy, all the communities are trying to address this, because if we're together, we're stronger. We've done little exercises like the breathing our guidelines, trying to make the event more sustainable, or let's see, produce less waste and so on. And climate change is one of the issues that we've been dealing with in our community, but that's only one of the threats that the Mediterranean is facing. The socioeconomic aspect is something that we want to address as well, because based on this common understanding that whatever we do is going to affect everybody, I think there's a better way, a better path to put some of the tools and solutions in action. Our community is made of around 11 projects, around 200 institutions, a mix of research, policy and management concerning protected areas, but realizing that protection doesn't limit action to these treasures for biodiversity. If we want to protect our natural resources against overfishing, against overdevelopment on the coast, but not good management of waste and resources, we need to get a holistic approach, and we will need to work inside protected areas, outside protected areas, with urban communities, with rural communities, with everybody. With activities in the sea, with activities in the land, because whatever you do inland affects the sea and the other way around. Taking this into account, we realize, okay, it's a hard job to try to convince everybody, so let's see how many layers we can reach. So we, as a community, we looked at the policy targets for the period that affected the Mediterranean. We've been working hard with the United Nations Environmental Program, the MAP program, Mediterranean Action Plan. We've been collaborating also with the BlueMed initiative and DGT research, trying to bring all these kind of good results and good findings from the environmental science community to the policy arena, so they can be understood. There's the basis is there, research is there, but we cannot wait much longer. I mean, we need to act now. We cannot keep researching for something that is quite evident. Either we act together or we're going nowhere. So our idea has been to try to influence policy with good practices and management. Again, Oriol is a challenge, I know. There are many ways that we can do things together. So we've implemented several kind of local workshops, let's say, with the relationship. We had one focusing on Posidonia Meadows, and I can announce, I suppose, it's not my responsibility, but there will be a Pospinet 2, which is the second phase for one of the projects in our community that worked on this issue as one biodiversity component, helping prevent coastal erosion and promote better fisheries also in the area, protecting as a whole, let's say, the ecosystem. On that side, we believe that bringing this Mediterranean community together to do local examples or bring our results really to the people and explain them one-to-one is the most effective way. Our immense reports and long 400-page documents cannot be read by most of the people because we don't have the time. we have too much information arriving in our inboxes, so we need to be clear, concise, and go straight to the point. I'm glad to see as well that we had our final event for our project Panacea in Malaga a couple of weeks ago, and we organized the signature of a common declaration of principles, the ecosystem-based management declaration, and we had very varied organizations supporting it. We had 4 of the regional activity centers of the United Nations that came to sign, and they're ready to take action and move within the limits of each institution, of course. We had universities, we had the municipality of Novi in Montenegro, we had the network of Mediterranean protected area managers signing up also to build the capacity to look at funding options to make these solutions sustainable. And this is only the beginning. This was just agreeing on the common principle for action. Phase 2 is going to be more focused on pilot cases, and we hope that we'll have more opportunities to look into the details for other communities to make it better. So we prepared also a little video to try to transfer this common understanding on what the ecosystem-based approach is about and what cooperation should be based on. And perhaps we can see it together. Yeah.
United for effective actions to protect the Mediterranean. The Mediterranean's diversity of plants and animals, biodiversity, is an amazing gift to us. They play a crucial role in our lives. Wetlands, rocky shores, sandy beaches, seagrass meadows host an amazing variety of life, which are all part of an interconnected ecosystem. This Mediterranean ecosystem is part of our daily life, and it provides essential goods and benefits like clean air, water, and healthy food. However, overexploitation, pollution, unsustainable fisheries, and climate change are affecting the balance. Human activities have become a major threat to our sea and to our daily lives. We need to act now. Many Mediterranean people, social organizations, companies, and institutions are well aware of this need. Our community, over 200 partners in the region, has worked for 3 years to create a common base for our shared goal. We have practiced a constant dialogue, exchanging experiences and knowledge, linking science, management, and policy actors. We have discovered that solutions to protect our environment need to be designed beyond borders, free from self-interest and short-term economic gain, and have then created the Mediterranean Declaration for an ecosystem-based approach. Our declaration is an important step to protecting our future. Its main points of action are to acknowledge the value of and threats to the Mediterranean, to engage in dialogue and cooperation with all economic sectors for a sustainable future, to exchange experiences and good practices to influence better policies and practices, to activate cooperation mechanisms for effective biodiversity conservation and ecosystem management. Sign up and share our declaration for the Mediterranean today, because together we are stronger and more effective. All together for a better Mediterranean.
Thank you very much indeed, Sonsoles. And I totally agree with that. I was listening to you, and it's often a problem. We have too much information and not enough information. For example, I was thinking just before coming here, yesterday I was in Paris, and I always have my television on to see what's happening in the news, and I go out for half an hour to do the shopping, and I just don't know if it's better to turn the television off and then put the television on, or if it's best to leave the television on, and it's very difficult. And I'm a journalist and I host things about international conventions on this, so it's very hard for consumers. We want to help, but often, as you said, we have too much information and we don't have enough information somehow. If somebody could just tell me it's better to switch it off or it's better to leave it on, but otherwise, like me, we just panic maybe. Let's go to Montenegro, because obviously nature doesn't respect frontiers. We're delighted to have Mrs. Ivana Stojanovic, representative of the Ministry of Sustainable Development and Tourism of Montenegro, who'd like to say how Montenegro is cooperating in these different initiatives.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Just speak.
Yes, first of all, it's my pleasure to be here with you today, and thanks for your question. Well, first of all, maybe I can say as an example about the project which is a follow-up of the biodiversity community group, and which is Panacea 2, let's call it that way, and we will be partners in this project. So, yes, at the Mediterranean level for Montenegro, the cooperation has been for years very crucial, and many activities have been implemented, which really contributed to the environment protection. Just to provide you maybe with some context as to then answer completely to your question. We are the country, of course, the contracting party and signatory to many regional, international, global conventions and multilateral contracts, but also a country which is in the process of the accession to the European Union. So there are many international obligations to be fulfilled. And of course, our national endeavors, what we have in our laws and our national strategic action documents. So how to, address all these different obligations? Well, first, from the national level, in the context of biodiversity, I can just tell you quickly that we are working on the establishing of the first MPAs in Montenegro. As a Mediterranean country, of course, that is a very important for us, but not only on the establishment, on the establishing also an effective management of the established MPAs. And as we all know, that's been quite a challenge for many countries on how to really sustainably manage the natural resources and of course, how to protect, but also which activities are sustainable and how those MPAs can be used also for other purposes. So, of course, on the management models, etc. So I will not go into too many details. But what I want to say that cooperation at sub-regional, regional level, and having the opportunity to share best practices and experiences is really crucial for us, especially taking into account these ongoing processes. So we see the cooperation and the possibility to participate in Interreg Med project as a really good opportunity for that. Also, what I was insisting, why not me as representing our ministry and our country, when we were talking and discussing the new project, is also to have the opportunity to implement concrete activities in the countries, which means if it's possible to also have field service, data collection, because I think that for all countries, but I can talk about Montenegro and I'm sure also for other accession countries which are in the accession process of the EU, really collection of good quality data and its interpretation is of crucial relevance, also because often national fundings or budgets are not enough to fund all these concrete activities. So we are using all the opportunities and really cooperation under Barcelona Convention, Mediterranean region, under Interreg project is contributing a lot to all these really important national obligations.
Okay, thank you very much indeed, Ivana Stojanovic, from that perspective from